McCrispy strips are now at McDonald's. I hope you're ready for the most dippable chicken in McDonald's history. Dip it in all the sauces. Dip it in that hot sauce in your bag. Dip it in your McFlurry. Your dip is your business. McCrispy strips at McDonald's.
This summer, Instacart is bringing back your favorites from 1999 with prices from 1999. That means 90s prices on juice pouches that ought to be respected, 90s prices on boxed mac and cheese, and 90s prices on ham, cheese, and cracker lunches. Enjoy all those throwbacks and more at throwback prices, only through Instacart. $4.72 maximum discount per $10 of eligible items. Limit 3 offers per order. Expires September 5th while supplies last. Discount based on CPI comparison.
Everybody get your balls up.
My ball's already on the inside.
Bitch, the ball's on the inside.
I've already poured my ball as my white wine topper. As you guys know, I am wont to do. I'm Kara. Welcome to Who's the Bitch?
The outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about my balls being on the inside and the outside. My name is Jackie Zabrowski. Welcome to Who's the Bitch. My balls are on the inside and the outside. What if I don't have any balls? I'm sorry, Red Age. I'm just sorry for your ballless existence, but that's all right.
It is wild. It's just a Monday and we just booze it up on a Monday. No problem. It's 6 o'clock. My kids are still awake. Am I home? No, I'm here.
It's fine. The sun's still up because it's daylight savings times. Everybody get your balls up. I had a lot of people. I've seen people in chat talking about how they wish they had a porch to get drunk on. So everybody, if you've got a porch right now,
this is our virtual porch.
Yeah,
baby.
Virtual porch. Come join
balls
us.
Up. But put your balls up.
We're going to be throwing shit from our porch, and I hope you don't get hit. But if you do, you know, that's just the love of a bitch that you got kissed with, and you're welcome.
Now, Jackie,
yes,
we're gonna I'm gonna just show you. I got an email. You know, I'm manning the phones here, guys. I'm checking the.
You're getting in there.
Yeah. We got a call from someone it was an email from someone who wanted to apologize for being a bitch to you.
To moi?
Jackie on page 7 in her Jackie Snacky segments has been eating a little bit on the podcast because she's trying a snack. And unfortunately, I have listened to many podcasts where this has happened, where people cannot handle hearing someone eat on a podcast. And I have to say, I am one of those people.
Kara's one of those.
This person that wrote in, they said they have misophonia, which I also have, self-diagnosed. And they wrote Jackie a mean email about the sound. And then they wrote to apologize for being a bitch and said, it's your show. You do what you want.
I really appreciate
So here she is accepting her apology live on Who's the Bitch.
Yes, live here. I accept your apology. Thank you so much for sending in your apology. I appreciate that at least you're seeing that I was trying to, I wanted to still support the people with misophonia.
Yeah.
But also still do Jackie's snackies. So it's really difficult.
Look, she wants to be a snackfluencer. We cannot stand in the way of that dream.
I thank you. Thank you.
I, as somebody who also believes that there's no place for eating on podcasts, I agree that you moving it to the end of your show,
at the end of the
where
show,
people can just go, this is the part I don't like, and they can just shut off and say, we've had a good time till here. I think that's a great idea. I think you've made a really great compromise.
But I do appreciate, I understand, getting the kickback that we did, because a lot of people have issues hearing people eat into a microphone. We're trying not to eat directly into the microphone, but you brought up the fact that you were self-diagnosed.
I mean, I don't know if there's a doctor out there going, you have misophonia. I mean, I think most of us are self-diagnosing, right?
Yes.
Right.
And I've also self-diagnosed myself as having tryptophobia, which I realize now, I don't know if this is just because of the memes have opened up my world to being scared of the little bumps, to being disgusted by the little holes. It yucks me out.
Yes.
It makes me want to throw up forever. So I do understand you misophonias out there.
Because do you remember when a few years ago the American Horror Story had a bunch of really unnerving ads, and it was activating everybody's tryptophobia or whatever, because it was like a lot of like honeycomb. Do you freak out when you see honeycomb?
Yes, yeah, and this
holes.
I love succulents. I love a cactus. cacti. But you see those little holes so often in a garden, and I ain't talking about buttholes.
Yeah.
You see those?
There's
too?
some
You
holes
look
she
close
likes,
enough.
but most holes she doesn't.
Most holes I'm anti.
Well, C Butt says, I hate mouth sounds, and yet I power through every good pud. And yes, I am very brave. You are.
Brave C Butt.
This is why I said I don't think I could be a guest on Good Pud, because I don't think I can handle the sounds. I don't think I can handle I don't think I have the gag reflex for it. And there's another reason. I'm a vegetarian.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, you think we're going to
You think you guys gonna make me something nasty out of veggies?
I don't think so. No, baby. It's all in the grease. That's the secret to the puds that you don't know. It's all in the grease.
I don't know if
And you're right. Thank you. Noises are the bitch. Holes are the bitch. Thank you so much.
Noises and
Roadhouse
holes. Noises and holes.
Although usually I like both of those things, but I guess not tonight, everybody. Not into it today.
Well, now that we've talked about our phobias and grievances have been aired and Jackie has accepted apologies. Let's dive into our phone calls. Thank you for calling in. Don't forget, bit.ly/LPN hotline is how you get through to us.
Talk to us live. All right. Ooh, we've got B.
B.
Maybe you are the bitch. Your name is B. Welcome to the show. Who's the bitch? What's going on?
Hi. How are you?
We're good.
Hey, how are you?
I called in a few days ago and left a voicemail, but I was in the woods and a couple buzzballs deep, so I kind of wanted to give it another try.
Okay.
I mean, when you're in the woods, you gotta be a couple balls deep.
That's what I'm saying, and I was in the buzz zone. But anyway,
Hell yeah.
So I got this campsite with my husband that's like right on the water and so beautiful.
Okay.
And we were so excited to go. We reserved it. We rolled up to it. There was a family all set up. They had their tent put out. They had fire going. They had their food cooking, whatever. 2 dogs, a kid. I rolled up and I was like, I hate to make a kid, walk up a mountain and move their stuff, but I was like, we're not doing this. Y'all got to pack everything up and move.
Good for you.
Which I was like, I'm being a bit of the bitch right now, but also I want my view of the water and I don't want to walk 200 feet up the mountain to the other spot.
Yeah.
So they turned around and went, no, this is our spot, and doubled down. And I was like, bitch, coming back at you. Pulled out my phone, scroll through the email, pulled it up. Here it is, Site 46. Here's the day. Here's the spot.
Yes.
Guess what? They triple down and pull out their phone. And they start scrolling. They're like, nope, we had it. So they're scrolling. And I'm like, oh my God, like they're probably like, oh, maybe they'll just give up and let us stay here because we are.
You think a bitch that has receipts is gonna just give up? Go, I guess you probably have the email.
Well, I'm like, at this point, I just gotta be right, if nothing else. I just gotta be the bitch that's right.
You're damn right.
They finally are just like, oh, I guess we did have the wrong spot. I was like, can I help you move your stuff? Because I'm not gonna be 1,000% bitch.
Wow, very nice of you.
Their stuff. But it gets crazier, okay? Because at the end of, not even the end of the night, they're like, they're partying, whatever, hanging out, being loud. Me too. And then a couple hours later, though, they go quiet. And my husband goes up to the car, parked next to theirs, and they're blasting. Get ready? Last podcast on the left. Out the window.
My gosh.
I mean, they can't be that bad. All right.
Hold on. Hear me out. These people might be okay.
Maybe we're fine with the people, but continue, though. It sounds like it might get crazier.
I wanted to forgive them at that point, but then they were like, oh, yeah, we're just trying to find something to play on our way home. As in, it's 10:30 p.m. They're getting in their car, and they're leaving.
What? Were they partying with the family?
Do you think they never had a campsite reserved and someone else came and said...
They never had a campsite in the first place.
What? Why would you just squat on a campsite and just hope that nobody's going to kick you out?
Staying all night. They left, like, in the middle of the night.
With an entire family, nonetheless. It's not like, it's just one person.
I do respect that they're about to listen to LPN on the way home with their kid in the car, too.
I know,
they're like, why don't you go to sleep to the sweet sounds of Henry, like, having a coronary over our serial killer? Like, I love that.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So then what ended up happening? Did they just leave and then did you end up having a great rest of your night?
I immediately called y'all.
Love this.
And left the most jacked up voicemail.
Gotta get on the horn. Lord. I love this. Oh my God. Did you end up having, hopefully, a good camping experience?
Yes, it was beautiful. It was great.
Happy for you.
These people trying to get nature for free without a reservation? I don't think so.
Not our problem. You're the bitch
I mean,
today.
the fact that they took my spot and then
I'm proud of you for
Can't
sticking
believe
up
it.
for yourself and for showing those receipts. I love breaking out the receipts.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
me too.
Bringing out your phone in nature, going, check it out. Scroll down. Check out my confirmation number. It's 12 digits long.
I showed it.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Girl.
So proud of you.
You are a bitch warrior. Thank you for
Yes.
calling in. And please immediately call us from the location of your next bitchuation.
Yes, and keep on bitching out there because we need good bitches like you to continue in our stead wherever you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Great. Thank you. Okay. We have more people
Skunk Baby
calling
does say,
in,
judging by social media,
so-
not all Last Podcast fans are cool. You know, it just depends. You know, there's going to be sour apples in every tree. Is that the phrase?
Oh yeah,
On the trees?
Not all LPN fans or whatever. Yeah, like not all. Yeah, but I do think that's funny that they were just like, oh, what should we listen to on our drive home? What murder podcast do we have going for our child?
What
so funny?
screaming old white
Yeah.
man can keep my child awake while we just gotta get down this mountain? But I guess not everybody is as angry as I would be if I was forced to go camping. So I'm glad it seems
I
like
just
all
wonder
these
if
people are
they
having a good
just
time.
thought they were gonna they were like, if nobody comes, we'll stay over. But then these people came and kicked us out, and now we got to go home. What a weird story. But thank you for calling. We
Thank
appreciate
you so
it.
much for letting us know.
Who else do we have on the line? Somebody's got to be coming through here.
Yes. What do we got? Hello,
Yes.
a beautiful
Oh, a beautiful face.
How
Hello.
are you? What's your name? Who's the bitch?
Hello. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm having problems with my headphones that were plugged in, but my name is Reed.
Reed.
first of
Hi,
all.
Reed. Welcome. What's going on?
Doing all right. So my bitch moment starts out 9 years ago. My cousin
take
was
us
a
back.
bitch.
Ooh, let's get into it.
Yes.
Okay.
So 9 years ago, my cousin
So we're
got
talking
married.
2016. We're talking around the 2016.
Yes.
Kind of where everything started going right in this country. Go on.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was actually, I was living in Pasadena.
Oh, beautiful.
And
Okay.
my cousin and I, up until that point, were very close. And we had talked about, if she was going to get married, I would be in her wedding. If I was going to get married, she would be in my wedding. And I was masculine at that point, but I hadn't started testosterone yet. So I didn't have facial hair, but I had short hair. I wore masculine clothing, all of that. And everything was cool. Like, I'm very blessed that my family has always been really cool about my identity, being transmasculine.
That's so cool.
That's wonderful. Thank you even just for sharing that, because it's really wonderful to hear when
Right.
people should be supported and are supported.
Exactly.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. But then in comes her now fiance. He had the audacity to say that I could not be in the wedding if I wasn't wearing a dress. And she called me while I was in the middle of a CVS. And so I was just sobbing in CVS, and that she was just letting this happen, and was, accepting that a part of her family wasn't going to be in the wedding just because her now husband said that he wanted like traditional whatever. And like, he's Chinese and his parents are like traditional Chinese. That was his excuse for this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And she just said, can you go be with my mom and, just sit in and watch us get married. And then, we can all party afterwards. Well, I scheduled it so that I had to work up until the end of her ceremony. So then I showed up late because I didn't want to be a part of that if she didn't want the real me being a part of it.
Because they don't deserve you at their ceremony.
Yeah, they
but
don't.
But you still wanted to show up to what, like the party part?
Yeah, exactly. It's,
Okay.
You're a good person.
We're going to have a huge party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got super drunk, way more drunk than I should have. Because they had like an hour of open bar, and I was like, I was there.
You're like,
I was
you gotta
in
hit
on it.
that pretty hard.
I will absolutely be there for that part. Yes.
I mean, the
So
baby.
Man after my own heart. Yeah.
Things haven't they were not the same. Obviously, after that, our relationship, we grew further and further apart. Like, she has 2 kids now that I've never met, which is strange for a Mexican family to, like, even your extended family, you're really close all the time. And so now the situation is kind of flipping to where I feel like I'm being the bitch now.
How so?
Because her dad, which is also my dad's identical brother, he recently got diagnosed with prostate cancer that's just spread all over his body.
I'm so sorry.
And so he's got, probably months. And I've reached out to all of her siblings except for her, because she has 4 brothers and sisters. And and I feel like I feel like a bit of a bitch. And like, we're all getting together in, I don't know, like 2 weeks for a big old family reunion. I have like 27 cousins. And so we're all going to get together, and we'll be in the same area for the first time in a while. And I don't know. I don't know what to do, essentially.
Focus on that. Focus on, you have so much family that does support you. You have so many people that you can go to, that you should go to, that fuck that person. And it sounds like, unfortunately, they're going to be around at these wonderful occasions. And I mean, if I were you, I certainly would show up, be my best fucking self, and simply pretend like they don't exist.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Honestly, because like, I don't think you need to sacrifice being there for your family that's in need. Like, you don't have to sacrifice your peace for that, I don't think you need to go and be like, how are you guys? Like, be fake. I mean, you could give a nod, give a hello. You could even ignore. I think you're fine. But like, yeah, you don't have to sacrifice they have, you know what? I think we can easily say the husband's the bitch, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all, I'm sure deep down your cousin knows her husband's a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Because if a person I was marrying did that to a he's a bitch, did that to a family member of mine, I would not have married them. I wouldn't have married a person that treated my family like that.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately like a hard truth he had to learn about his cousin.
Yes,
that she was willing to do that. But I think you don't remove yourself, don't alienate yourself from the family during this time of like everybody coming together for your uncle and stuff. You could just be there, be with the members of the family that support you, and the rest of them can fuck right off.
Fuck right off.
Very much
right?
So. Yeah.
Reed, thank you so much for calling in.
These words are very important. I very much so appreciate both of you.
Of course, dude. Thank you so much for calling us.
We're sending you so much love.
We're sending it you. Yeah. Yes. And,
thank you. And sorry for the downer. I love that this show is always
we look the downs, the ups. It's just like, it just sucks because you're so lucky that you're in this family of people that accept you, and then somebody had to fucking marry someone and bring in some riffraff.
Exactly.
Get the trash out.
Yeah.
You know what? And keep the door open for when she gets divorced 10 years from now and she's like, I'm so sorry. What a mistake. I was blind. I was young. I was dumb.
Honestly, we kind of hope that happens.
You know what? This show will still be on. We'll have, we're going to have a ton of different like live stream Emmy Awards up on our walls. And we're going to be waiting for this follow-up call of your cousin coming with her tail between her legs. What an asshole. But he's the bitch.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Reed. We love you.
Reed. We're sending you love.
Thank you.
From director Wes Anderson, Focus Features and Indian Paintbrush present The Phoenician Scheme.
It's my most important project of my lifetime.
Meet Zsa Corda.
We keep getting assassinated unsuccessfully so far.
He's the most bold, most elusive, most wanted man on the planet.
Help yourself to a hand grenade. You're very kind.
Starring Benicio del Toro, Mia Threppleton, Michael Cera, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, and Jeffrey Wright. The Phoenician Scheme, rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. In theaters everywhere, June 6th.
Instacart is here to keep you on the couch this basketball season. With pre-game rituals and post-game interviews, it's hard to find time for everything else. Let Instacart handle your game day snacks or weekly restocks with delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. Download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days. Excludes restaurants.
Wow, I am so glad that Reed called in because
I literally just saw a fucking thing like that on the internet recently where someone said they had a trans child and that a person in their family said a younger child, like not an adult, and said they need to be in a dress for the wedding. It's like, that's going to actually look crazy. What are you talking about? To just make someone go against their gender expression is bonkers. What? I mean, we can't even.
Why? Because it makes you feel more comfortable? Fuck right off. If that makes you feel more comfortable in my experience, bye. Yeah. Don't need to know you anymore.
Bye, cuz.
Bye. Bye, bitch. Thank you.
I have a cousin I don't fucking talk to anymore because because I posted something about Trump once. She blocked me. We've not talked in 8 years.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, cuz.
Bye. We don't need ya. Oh, we got another call.
Somebody's calling on our landline phone.
Lily's Dark Materials.
Oh, another beautiful face.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your bitchuation?
And what's your name?
So this is Fatal.
Hi, Fatal.
Welcome. Unfortunately, I have something a little bit similar to the last caller, except it's for a friend of mine. So I already know them, not the bitch.
Oh.
Okay.
But part of me wanted to also just get feedback. So, my friend group is mostly queer and, gender fluid, non-binary. I'm pretty much like the only cis het person, and I'm okay with that.
Hell yeah.
I'm also one of the older ones. So the ones that I'm talking about today, they're about 25 and I'm 40.
Okay.
So there's a wedding coming up and I was trying to figure out what to wear because I kind of wanted to wear a pantsuit and I wasn't sure if I wanted to wear a pantsuit or a dress. So I posted in a group chat that we have with basically everybody except for the bride and groom because we were trying to figure out a gift for them, what to wear. And I'll use bride and bridesmaid because that's their titles. They were both AFAB, but they both identify as non-binary.
Hell yeah.
But I'll use that as their title. Mm-hmm. So the bridesmaid responded with, this is a quote from them. I have to wear a dress and I want to die. And basically said that it was going to be really kicking up of their dysphoria. Mm-hmm. And I was like, really? That's really weird considering both you and the bride are both non-binary. And a few months before that, the bride was actually a groom's person in somebody else's wedding wearing a full fucking suit. So I was a little surprised.
Who told them that they had to wear a dress?
The bride said that they preferred them to wear, because I was like, well, what after the wedding, during the reception, you change into something, a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, well, the bride prefers me to wear a dress. And I'm just like, oh.
Fuck right off.
And
I'm sorry, fuck off. I don't understand people that feel the need that you can tell me what I can wear. I just don't understand. I know this is a much bigger problem than outside of just this, but it's just that's so insane to me.
And I'm not
None of your fucking business. What's it fucking matter because of a picture? Fuck off.
Wait, but you're also saying that the bride is non-binary, telling their non-binary bridesmaid that they have to wear a certain outfit?
Yes. And even with the invitations, something that I know that they've had to work on with their own parents is using a different name. And that's on the invitations now. So I'm like, okay, maybe they made some headway with their own parents. I'm thinking it's the parent issue. But I don't know. I don't see the issue. So now I'm like, all right, I'm 15 years older than these folks. I'm wearing a fucking pantsuit. I don't care. I'm a guest.
Definitely wear a pantsuit.
What to wear.
Oh, wear a pantsuit.
And I'm like, I even messaged the bridesmaid's partner and I was like, I'm going to wear a fucking pantsuit because I want to show that it's not a big deal.
Hell yeah. And at least then in that way, you can show support and give some solidarity. Oh my God, my buzzball. Sorry, very important. Thank you. You just saved my life.
I almost just saved a buzzball from going down.
Buzzball life.
Listen, that is very toxic behavior from the bride. And I feel as though sometimes the bride of a lot of what it's more about exerting power than it even is about like what it's more like it's my day and I get to call the shots.
Right. Which
but it's just like I wouldn't even know how to continue a friendship with someone who asked me to wear a dress when that's not part of my gender expression. Like
I feel like the bride is a people pleaser and maybe they're pleasing to their parents, which is fine, which is whatever. And then the bridesmaid is also a people pleaser, so they're going to go along with it. And I'm like encouraging the bridesmaid to be like, hey, just bring a change of clothes. Like, there's no reason.
I think the bridesmaid should honestly back out of being in the wedding and should just attend as a guest.
Yeah. She's a bitch. I dare say, and thank you so much, Fatal, for, I definitely think you should be wearing a pantsuit, but also encouraging this person to also be wearing what they want to wear. And if the bride's not going to have it, well, then you're not in the party anymore.
Yeah, you don't get to have me as part of your party if you want. I'm sorry if I'm in a if I'm in a bridal party and they go, I'm so sorry. The theme is Big Top Circus. I just need you to dress like a clown. I'm going, sorry, no, bye. That's it. Like
that is where we differ because I would be like, yes. Well,
you know what?
Can I be a lion? What do you need from me?
No, but they want you to be a big fucking full white face, clown nose. They want you to do the whole thing.
I would look so cute.
Oh, someone in the chat just called me Karen, and now I'm sad.
Oh,
listen.
No, you being a Karen. I think you were being a Karen about this.
No, I think it was a typo.
Okay.
I think it was a typo. I just was, making a joke. Listen, yes, I want everyone to go to every wedding from now on dressed in Tearzo cosplay.
Yeah,
thank you, Austin Houseplants, for that comment.
Clown.
But yeah, I just think this is like.
But apologized. It was a mistake.
Oh, I know, of course. Of course, I knew it was. I knew it was. I mean, I'm upset. I've called a therapist, but we're fine. Listen, everybody needs to calm the fuck down about their wedding. Mm-hmm. Everybody does. Like, this is not a day for you to reign on high like a fucking dictator and make people do things that make them uncomfortable.
Although, if you dress like Godzilla, though, and want to act like it,
but I know. But what if dressing like a clown? Clowns are your biggest fear. Do you know what I mean? This is kicking up something for this person to have to dress like this. Mm-hmm. So fuck this. She's being a bitch. I understand she wants to please her parents. You need to stand up to your parents. If you're old enough to get married, you're old enough to stand up to your parents.
Damn right.
Bye-bye.
Love this. Yeah. Love this. Yeah. But I know that we've got more callers. And
yes.
Thank you again, Fatal, for giving us.
You guys are calling in today. Thank you, Fatal.
Killing this.
Next call.
Yes.
Ooh, somebody's saying y'all should sip some Malort when we get upset with you. Oh. Malort.
I mean, I dare say, I feel like it's one of those things. Malort was pitched to me as one of the most disgusting things you could ever put in your mouth. But like,
I've had worse.
Pitched like that,
I've had worse.
I've definitely had worse, and it was attached to human bodies, and it was inside of my mouth, and I regret it. Oh, look, it's a caller. What up, Jay? It's a good first name letter, and welcome. You have a beautiful face. What's your bitchuation? What's your name, Jay?
Well, JJ, but
JJ.
Yeah, no. Wow. Okay, I'm so nervous. So
don't be nervous. Yeah. We're just talking to two friends.
Clearly not the bitch in their situation. So I'm like, oh, I might be the bitch. But my therapist told me I wasn't the bitch, but he's biased. So
okay, yeah, we're gonna give it to you straight.
Yeah. So I live in a small town, like a small mountain town in Wyoming. And so I was renting. I own a house, and I was renting out to two friends in my basement, and we had a pretty easygoing lease. I work from home, so I'm home all day. For the most part. And then we have a pretty easygoing lease. So I basically on the lease, I told them, give me 2 weeks notice if you want to move out. Great. We're chill. And I lived with them for about 1.5 years. And it's very convenient because my boyfriend actually lives in the house behind me. So we have like a shared like fence situation.
Ooh.
And
like in home
I was
improvement.
just like my renters, I was getting resentful all day because I was at home with their dog all day. They didn't walk their dog enough. I have a very old English bulldog. Like she's 12. She'll walk 2 houses and then she's done. She's like done. And they have like a lab that's about the same age, but the lab basically wanted to run for longer, but it was like, I can't take this dog out for like an hour. And so I just found that like they wouldn't walk this dog enough, and I was at home all day with their dog. And so I had this point where, and I'll keep going. I'll move on a little faster. But so a friend of mine told me, hey, it's like February. My son, who is like in his mid-20s, is like, and I'm 31, is living in his van and it's fucking cold. And do you have a place for him? And I'm like, And I'm like, great. You can rent out my room and then I'll go live with my boyfriend. And for like, you rent out my room for as long as you need. And I wanted extra rent money. Just sue me.
I get that.
And so my friends didn't know this guy. And so they freaked out. They were like, we don't feel like we didn't agree to this. We don't want to live with someone we don't know, all this stuff, and totally understand that. And so they ended up moving out, and so it ended up on okay terms, but our friendship really hasn't recovered. And from their perspective, like, I guess I didn't give them enough notice, but also I didn't give them, I don't know.
So they're gone and then you have new people moving in, right?
Well, yeah. So at this point, so I'm actually in the house with him right now. So the new tenant, and he's actually in the basement in their old room because they ended up moving out, and the new guy didn't overlap with them. But yeah, I just found that like now it's just awkward with them. And it's just like, I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to hang out with you guys anymore.
But sometimes you got to be a bitch. I feel like as a landlord, you got to be a bitch sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes you got to move people in and out, and you just got to take care of you. And that's completely understandable, especially if they were people that you knew already and they weren't already not taking care of their shit. Sometimes you just got to go. And
wait, were you friends with the people with the dog?
I was, yeah. So we were friends.
And now it's awkward.
Friend to friends. I've heard that's like a total thing, which is sad.
Yeah.
You don't live with your friends.
Yeah, you can't rent to friends. You know, you can live with your friends, but you can't when you're young, when you're young,
it's difficult.
you can't literally we are getting so many submissions about stuff like this. That's like, oh, I tried to do a business thing with a friend. My friend hired me to do something. I hired a friend to do something and they fucked it up. It's like friends and money is like maybe the most complicated thing in the fucking world. It's so
add in rent.
Shitty.
Add in things that should be in writing that aren't in writing, which also I think comes into play a lot when you're working or in any way with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I don't know, it sounds like if these people annoy you because if they neglected their dog all day, then I don't know if you want to keep being friends with them. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, then I bet a year will go by and you'll all fucking forget about it and be friends. But for now, I would say let sleeping dogs lie at their own house with their owners.
Even Baphomet Seinfeld says, my best friend was my landlord for a hot minute and it really damaged stuff. We turned it around afterwards, but still, let us know, JJ. If you end up turning it around, we'd love to hear back from you because, you can, but also it's okay if you don't. Yeah. It's completely understandable if you don't.
Because it's funny, the amount of, so they were in my basement and my basement's all carpet, which is the worst, but they ended up, the amount of fucking dog hair I got out of those carpets from a black lab was a nightmare.
Yeah.
I made the right decision. Yeah.
You made the right decision. Chat, we're talking about, let's put them on the bitch list. Let's find out if these people, it's like, but you know what really upsets me is that they're not taking care of their dog enough. And that hurts my chest in different ways. So that's why, honestly, on the bitchometer, I would put them further down the line, even though I know that it doesn't really...
It's not a huge offense, but the dog takes it further for you.
Bad dog owners are big old bitches. And we ain't talking about the female dogs, I tell ya.
And so is lab hair. You wouldn't catch me with a lab. They're cute, hair. But not with the hair situation. Anyway, JJ, thank you so much for calling in.
So much.
You guys, the phone lines are truly, I feel like a radio DJ in the 90s. The lines are lit up. We've got another call coming in.
Being a radio DJ in the 90s, I'm worried about what's going to happen to us. Like, I feel like we're not protected in the way that we could be protected now. And I just feel like it would be bad. Oh, look, it's a call.
Oh, wow.
It is a call.
It's almost like we're afraid of silence.
Hello. Oh, my God. Wait. Is that Weed Wife?
It is, literally.
Beautiful Weed Wife. Welcome, resident therapist in chat. The amazing Weed Wife. What is going on?
Sorry, I have a face mask on, but I was like, whatever, I have to call. I need to know if I'm the bitch or not.
Wait, you look gorgeous. I can't believe you have a face mask. I can't even see it.
Yeah, it's my evening mask.
It's clear. Okay.
Yeah, not a big deal.
You're looking great.
Okay, so this happened this morning, so it's like still marinating, still baking on it, but I do need to know because it's irking me. Okay, so
I have a meeting with my boss like every week, and we usually just like talk about clients or cases or whatever. I'm a therapist. But today she starts it off and she's like, I want to start off by talking to you about something.
Uh-oh.
And recently we've been asked to, like, we all kind of take these crisis shifts. We respond with public safety. I won't get into the, nuance of it, but like we do it during the week. Okay, cool. And then some other dude named Brian, shout out to Brian, does it on the weekends. But lately, Brian. They've kind of been asking us to like take some of the weekends, and like I'll do it now and again, like when I'm available. But like, I don't know, like I work Monday through Friday. That's what I'm paid to do. Like I'm not trying to work extra. So they tried to institute a policy, making us sign up for it, this and that. And I kind of asserted a boundary. That's what it comes down to. I was like, look, I work Monday through Friday. I work many evenings. Like I do what I'm supposed to do. This job was not ever supposed to entail weekends. Like I'm protective over my weekend time. Like that's not going to work for me.
Good for you, bitch. Yes.
And I said it in like our group staff meeting. And then like two of the other little baby therapists were like, yeah, like we like our weekends too. So I was like, okay, slay. And they were like, all right, never mind. Like we'll go back to the drawing board. So fast forward then to this week, I'm in my individual meeting with my boss and she hits me with I want to talk to you about something. And she's like, so recently I really feel like we need to talk about, do you think it's fair that other people work weekend shifts and take all of those on and you don't really do that? Like, how do you feel about that? Kind of like in therapist speak. And I was like, I feel like sad for that. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's not a question of fairness. Like, I don't think they should have to do it either. But ultimately, like, I signed on to do a specific job that involves working during the week. And that's the job I get paid to do. And I'm not really available to do more work for no additional compensation. And she took that personally. Like,
why? That is the most professional response to have.
I'm sitting here assuming that these therapists that are working on the weekends are also getting like a Monday and a Tuesday off. Then. Right? Are they not? Or they're just doing extra volunteer shifts?
Here's the tea. So you get put on this on-call shift, and like you probably won't be called, but
you could be.
You can't go more than 20 minutes from the house. Mm-hmm. You got to keep your phone on you. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You can't go be a woman of leisure. No. You can't be a gal about the town.
You deserve to be a woman of leisure.
2 days a week.
No.
2 days is what I get. And I was like, look, for me, like if I don't have 48 hours where I can throw my brain in the garbage, like I won't be able to do this job. And like I've been turned down for a raise twice now, 2 times. 2 times I've been turned down for a good old raise.
And they were like, no raise, but you could just work extra for nothing. Right. What about that?
And then she kind of had what she brought up at some point was like, basically that for other jobs, I work in community mental health, which is like typically kind of a shit show and not super well compensated. But for what this agency is, we're compensated on the higher end. Compared to private practice, no. But and that's great. We deserve to be able to pay a mortgage. Like, it's a good thing. But she was like, she knows we both came from the same agency that paid after I graduated with a master's degree and a license, $45,000. That was what my last salary was. So
no.
Right.
For all of the work you do?
Yeah, she knew that. I work with suicidal and traumatized children and adults. Yes.
Like, Weed Wife is like saving the world. Like, that's why I know how much
the
and what
fucking system is so ridiculous.
You should be taken care of more than so many other people, and yet you're the one that's getting the fucking shit. You got to be able to take care of yourself so that you can take care of these people, so you can help these people.
And that's kind of what I said. I'm like, look, like, I love what I do, but like, at times it's quite stressful, and I need 2 days where I just don't have to feel like I'm responsible for anybody's well-being.
And if you seriously need the coverage on those days, I would be happy to consider it at time and a half.
At time and a half?
Good day, sir.
I even said, I was like, we're not, you're not compensating time, whatever. And they're like, well, you get to you get to clock the hours as work hours if they actually call you. I'm like, no, babe.
No.
Whether they call or not.
To be available is to be working.
You should get paid just to be available then.
100%.
Instacart is here to keep you on the couch this basketball season. With pre-game rituals and post-game interviews, it's hard to find time for everything else. Let Instacart handle your game day snacks or weekly restocks with delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. Download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days. Excludes restaurants.
So I kind of like said what I need to say, really wasn't budging. And like, she was kind of mad and like really hit me with the guilt trip of like everybody else in the team. Because we're a small agency. There's not that many of us. Like everybody else is pulling their weight, is doing X, Y, Z.
What about those youngies? What about those little baby therapists that were all like, yes, queen? Because I think you should ask around and see if everybody really is working and if she's just not guilt tripping you to make it seem like you're the only one.
I think so. I asked the other one and here's what happened. There was like this one like event. Sometimes they ask us to go to these events, whatever. I've never been asked to do it over the weekend other than this one time because the other 2 girls couldn't do it. But I already had plans. It's my aunt's birthday. Like, sorry, can't go. Busy. And I think that's why my boss brought this up. Like for the, I think that's what put her over the edge is that I wouldn't do this. But the other therapist told me that she just thinks my boss is mad because when I can't do it, my boss has to go. She's like,
there we go.
She's like the next stop. Like, because she's the boss. But I'm like, you get paid.
Well, I guess the agency's going to have to come up with a different fucking plan, like paying people for being available. And
Also,
that's that.
she's the boss.
And until they do, you're not in the position to advocate for that. They're the bitch.
They're the bitch.
We
You are definitely not.
You are absolutely fucking holding strong, and you should stay. You should stay strong. Obviously, the youth is following in your example.
We need you, weed wife. And thank you so much for doing what you do. And that is truly, I need you to know that like you are the kind of person that should only be supported and lifted up and should be working on yourself because you have to help. And it's so difficult to do what you do. And I'm so proud of you for setting the boundaries. You are impressing everyone here by setting those boundaries. And we thank you for doing that and showing us what the right way to go about this is.
Jackie, you're the sweetest person on the planet. I'm going to inject that shit right into my veins.
Yes,
Snort it,
baby.
bitch. Snort it. Get it up in there.
Get that shit right to your dome. All right. Thank you so much, Weed Wife.
Thank you so much for calling.
Oh my gosh, there are so many more calls we have to move to because, again, we are the Z Morning Zoo and people are calling in. We're going to do a prank call very soon.
I imagine that sound would happen every time you like bring up like a partner or something.
You mean
know
like
what
a
I mean?
Pinocchio Island of the Donkeys type noise? Yeah.
I guess that won't happen every time I.
Oh my God! Someone said this is better than Loveline. OMG! I'm a true Dr. Drew tween.
Forever. Oh my God! We've got a call. Let's find
It's like
out.
where I learned about sex. Hello, Elle.
What is your bitchuation?
Hi. So actually, this is the same L as your one of the 2 L's from your last call-in show. My name's Luke, by the way. You just didn't ask last time. So. Yeah, I was the one that called in about the mom that freaked out about me coming out. But then, like, later on, she's acting like, oh, everything's hunky-dory. I have an update.
Yes.
Hit us with an update.
Revisionist, for those of you that maybe don't remember, this is revisionist history mom that was like, no, when you came out, everything was great. But that's not how you remember it.
Right. So, yes, I was able to have a conversation with her about this over the last weekend. Unfortunately, another incident happened to sort of lead to it. But essentially, I was just brought to dinner and they're like, oh, yeah, it's a real nice place. And it was just a total Trump bar, like merch all over. And just like, it was bad vibes. But we got talking afterwards and it's like we had a whole in-depth conversation, slightly drunk. So I can't tell you the exact path we took.
Okay.
You know? But so when I first came out to her as bisexual, she did not understand what being bisexual meant.
Okay, here we go.
She thought that in order for me to be satisfied, I would require multiple partners of various genders.
Okay.
And this was, I came out to her back in 2014 where polyamory, like that was not on any boomer's radar whatsoever.
Yeah.
So she was sitting there thinking like, oh my God, he's going to be in this situation where he's cheating on all these different people. And like, oh my God, I don't want that for him. What do I do? And so she's internally freaking out about it.
That her son is like a sexual beast that can only be satiated by multiple partners.
Yeah, you were
Right, exactly.
like a non-consenting polyamorous person is what it sounds like your mother thought you were.
Yes, I'm sorry. Amber Gesa Murphy wrote, "Mom can't Google." Like that's so funny. Your mom didn't even think about like looking it up.
Like,
Like,
she was scared.
bisexual.
Think about it though. Boomers would be scared to look up a word like that because they'd probably be terrified.
They're like, someone's checking my search history,
You know what I mean?
and they're gonna
Like,
find out.
They're gonna think that I'm out there banging whoosies and ones.
Oh my God, the police are going to be called. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's why she was freaking out so much at first. And then like a couple of years afterwards, like the concept of bisexuality was introduced to her through some method. And she was just like, oh, hey, my son's one of those. And like that's why she became way better about it.
In what
Oh my
way?
God.
Like,
so it's like all these years were lost over a misunderstanding because people are too scared. Like boomers are too scared to ask a question.
Pretty much.
Oh my
like,
God.
I was expecting this huge cathartic moment, and I was just like,
oh,
what?
okay.
So yeah, I mean, it worked out. Now the thing is, funnily enough, I currently am in a polyamorous relationship with a man and a woman. But,
Congratulations!
I think.
Oh my God, that's hilarious though.
Luke.
Yes,
I love
we are
this.
able to move forward from here. So thank you for giving me that little push.
You're like, catch up, Mom, catch up. Now it is what you think.
Yes.
Now it is what you think.
And we're in a
I
much better
love
place to talk about it. So yes, thank you. For hearing me
Yay!
out.
I'm so happy to hear it.
This was
You are you are an example of how people can be patient with their parents.
Yes.
And learn to communicate. It might take a
Yes.
long time.
Have patience.
That you
with
could
the
have just
boomer.
walked out the door and said, fuck you guys forever. And you waited on your mom and she got around to you. And now you're going to introduce you to your boyfriend and your girlfriend. And it's going to be great.
Balls to Luke.
Balls up for Luke.
Balls up for
and
Luke.
his
Can we get
mom.
balls up
Hey,
for Luke, everybody?
I have a buzzball here myself. I'll drink to that.
Hell yeah, I love it. Yeah, we're
Bitchless
balling,
crime.
man.
Yeah, if anything, your mom's the bitch for not knowing how to Google things.
You know, I could, but I hate to even say that. I do kind of feel like it's like, I feel like my mom would be terrified of looking up the word bisexual. Like, I think she would.
She'd be like, the police are gonna come and
my
take my
God.
computer because like immediately like stuff. Yeah, like
my
stuff.
marriage will be dissolved
Yeah.
if I look that up. Oh God, what could happen to me? Like, they don't know what happens on the internet. Like, they don't. I try to explain even just incognito mode to my mother, and she's just like, "It's a secret browser." I'm like,
Oh, you
"What's
know,
secret?"
I have literally explained Twitter to my mother 9 times. And it doesn't even exist anymore. And she's still like, what is it again? I'm like, I will not do this.
We're not doing this again, mother.
I will not do it again.
Yes.
Thank you, Luke, for calling with
Thank
the
you so much,
update.
Luke.
We love an update. Okay, we've got another caller.
And thank you for, yes, our fellow, love you, Luke's in chat. All right.
And then we're going to play The Sign by Ace of Base.
Ooh, beautiful person. What's your bitchuation?
Hi, I'm Damon. I don't think I'm the bitch in this situation.
Ooh, okay.
But I could be, because arguably I could be leading people on.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So I started this job and I work with this very nice older lady and she's never given me any problems. But her brother, he's kind of an old pervert.
Oh.
And he has like jokingly hit on me before. Well, not jokingly, and he's apparently done it with other people. And like, this is like completely weird. But one time, my mom was having a yard sale and he showed up and he like was being a pervert about something. My mom was selling this sheet and he was like, "Oh, well, what have you done underneath it?" And it's like, this man really is a menace to society.
Yeah.
And I can't really do anything about it because I work with his sister and, you know, he's there a lot, so I have to see him. And I'm getting paid on the clock, so I can't be a bitch about it.
Have you talked to the sister about it? So the sister knows he's a pervert?
I don't know. bless her heart, she's a very old lady. She's a very old lady.
Like, I get what you're saying. It's like, if she was younger, you could be like, hey, I'd love to do my hours when your brother's not around.
Kind of a pervert.
But she's old as hell. So I get that it's like, that's going to be harder. So what can we do? And you need this job.
I mean, questionably, I need it. I do have like 2 part-time jobs because I'm in school right now.
Yeah.
Precious Nelly does say, can you just bark at him every time he comes near? And here's the thing. That sounds like it's a joke. But as someone that really, as someone that used to have to ride on Greyhound buses often, I was told a very long time ago, act crazier than you are.
Could you like screw up your face and act like you hear voices or something? Like,
or
I don't know.
even if it is just a like, don't talk to me. You don't want to talk to me. Like, even if you just say it silence of like, you don't want to talk to me.
I did come from a very crazy family, so I could act a little crazier.
Yeah, you could like harness some of that. Yeah.
A little bit, because you deserve in this situation. I understand it's difficult because you work with the person and you can't really talk to her, and I completely understand that. But there are ways in which I try to see myself as like, be the porcupine, live the porcupine, get them fucking spikes up and just be like, you will not fuck with me anymore. I will not allow it. And then I'm just gonna spines out if you do. And or it's like talking about something that you know that this old pervert doesn't
because sometimes I think an old perv, like even with an old perv,
they just love attention.
Yeah, but like any little like, any little like, you know, resigned like giggle or like a smile is encouraging them. Not that I'm not blaming you in any way. I'm just saying like to them, they're like, she likes me, you know, we're good, we're friends. And maybe the spikier you can be or just completely ignore him, just fully like blinders up. He says something to you, you ignore him. What's he gonna do? Go to his sister and say, that girl's a bitch, fire her?
Yeah,
like,
is the coworker, is she your boss?
No, she's not my boss. We're equals.
Oh, wait, the old lady? She's not your boss?
No, she's not my boss.
Why is her brother around work? I'm confused.
Why is her brother at the fucking job?
I don't think she can drive. I think he has to pick her up.
Oh, okay.
And then stay there the whole time?
Well, not the whole time, just longer than I would like to see him.
Sure. I get it. I agree with Jackie. I think let's go as weird as possible.
Let's get weird with it.
Let's go weird. Let's go silent. Let's go. You start talking to somebody that's not there. See what happens and let us know.
Just try it.
Gotcha.
A way to just push a person away, because it is the kind of things like, no, he shouldn't fucking act like that. But there are times when you need to just protect yourself.
Yeah.
And there's only certain ways you're like, well, I can't get rid of this person in my experience right now. So all I can do is protect
myself. If it's not going to affect your job, you just go off, girl. And now it's like becoming fun. Do what you want.
But also I understand being uncomfortable about the situation.
Yeah.
Also, Cass does say out loud how uncomfortable they are making you feel.
But do you also not want to report it to like the bosses because you don't want to get the old lady's sister fired because she's old and vulnerable?
I don't particularly care for like the boss. Not like the boss that's over me, but like the boss.
Mm-hmm.
So I would really rather not talk to him either.
Okay,
but also though, Brontosaurus Rock is right. If you feel unsafe, go to your boss or leave this job. Genuinely.
If you feel unsafe, if you feel like it's rising to more than just annoying creeper, the advice we've been giving you is based on like, he's like a harmless old creep.
Yeah.
You could probably take him. You know what I mean?
But if he's
genuinely making you feel uncomfortable, of course, I think you need to go to a higher up, even if you don't like the higher up.
No one has any right to make you feel that way, especially in your place of work. Especially. Ever. So just letting you know, just reminding you, take care of yourself. This is a part of what we were just learning from Weed Wife. We have to create boundaries that protect ourselves because ain't nobody going to protect you for you. Thank you so much for calling in.
And stay strong.
Please let us know how it goes.
Okay, I will. I don't see him for another week.
It's God! How is it gone? Is it gone bad? Oh God, where have they gone?
We are two women so deeply afraid of silence. Like we hear silence and we're like, "There's been a murder!" Like it's so crazy.
Get me a buzzball.
I've talked to therapists about this. How I cannot sit in silence. This is why we get along because you will fill the silence if I don't.
I'll fill it in.
You know,
I mean, I will
because
say,
silence just means something's horrible is happening. Right?
It certainly is.
All right.
Also, my therapist does say, I have had to say to my therapist, I'm like, you need to stop me every once in a while because I will monologue through this therapy session just to not deal with a moment of silence.
By the way, I'm going to say something gross. My wine glass has old Jackie purple lipstick on it. And do I care? No, I don't.
Yeah, get it up, get your bows up, get your lips on it, get your bows up.
How we bond. I drink her lipstick every week. Okay, we've got another call.
Red. Yeah, it's an indirect kiss. Thank you, Baphomet Seinfeld.
Yes.
Thank you. I had to really play video games. Oh, all right.
God.
Let's find out. What's up?
Hello.
Thank you so much for calling. What's your bitchuation?
And your name?
Hey, my name is Brittany.
Brittany. It's Brittany, bitch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta work,
I've gotten
bitch.
a lot of that growing up.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
sure.
I'm sorry. I can't not.
It's okay. I've got a very low stakes.
Yes, we love a low
situation.
stakes.
Hit us. Yes.
It's my cat.
Ooh. Okay. Tell a dish.
Okay, so I want to know. I know who the bitch is really, but it's how much of a bitch is she really being?
Okay.
Okay, so my husband and I have adopted now 4 cats.
Okay.
Okay, so
Cat farm.
Brittany's
we
cats.
had 2, and then like maybe 2 or 3 years after we brought them home, we brought home our first male cat.
Oh.
Okay,
You brought a man into the house.
we did. And our older female cat was like, no, bitch, like this is my house.
No meows up.
Yeah.
Meows down.
And so she had, hissing, all of it. So now recently, my best friend's grandma unfortunately passed away. So we have taken in her cat.
So we're up to 5 now.
No, this one was 4.
Okay, this is number 4.
Oh, this is the cat that makes it 4. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So now we've done the whole introducing thing, and Miso is the one I'm talking about. She is
Cute name.
hissing like it's her job.
Mm-hmm.
She's like antagonizing him a little bit. So we finally have the doors open so they can all, commingle. And she brought his toys downstairs, started playing with them. She's using his scratching pad.
Oh, hell
She's eating
no.
out of his food bowl. Yeah.
This is shit kids do. This is shit human kids do, too.
Oh, God. Ugh, why? You mean, but it's cuter when the cats do it.
Probably.
I will say, at least it's not human kids doing it.
That's true.
It's like when you bring a new baby home, the other kid is like, get the fuck out of here, and starts acting up and acting crazy.
Oh, and they don't like it. So then what ended up happening with the kitties?
I mean, she is still being a bitch.
I bet.
So this is just a who's the bitch, like Miso is the bitch. And unfortunately, we do not have a graphic that is like the cat is the bitch, but we should. And we need to get on that.
I actually am surprised that we don't have the cat is the bitch, because not to say this, I'm not saying all cats.
I think it's going to come up more than once. It's going to come up more than once.
But I do feel that like there's certainly going to be multiple times when the cat
is the bitch.
And I'm going to say it. I think it's going to be more times than the dog being the bitch. Yeah, I fucking said it, Kara. How do you feel about that?
I don't even like pets at all.
Like pets at
I'm not a pet person, but so I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to do with me. So I don't know.
But now you have 4 cats, and what's going to happen? Are they going to get along? What's going to happen?
I mean, Miso now gets along for the most part with the other boy that we have. So, I mean,
all right.
How often do you say, I know that like technically we shouldn't, but how often do you say like, oh, Miso hungry? Like, do you say that to the cat? Like, do you ask if they are so hungry? Like, do you ask if they are so, I'm not going to say horny, but like, do you ask like how they're feeling? The cat.
You know what? I'm going to now. Crazy. We usually say like, oh, Miso cute. Like, that's how she got her name.
You know exactly what I'm asking.
I'm out of my element
here. You know
here.
exactly what I'm asking.
I'm in a foreign country and I don't understand the language that's being spoken here.
Yeah, and it's a whole
We're letting a cat just run amok. We're just letting a cat be a huge bitch. And I mean, eventually is she going to scratch the other cat? I don't even know. I don't even know what happens. But
nah, she's just going to get used to it.
Hell yeah, laying down the fucking law. You're right.
Brittany
is going to fucking get used to it, Brittany. Damn straight.
I am very obsessed with your like cat menagerie that you have going on, and let us know about what's going on with the politics and if all the cats start getting along.
And if they accept everyone, if you end up like, do you need to add more into like your meowgical like menagerie that you've got?
Maybe we need another. Oh, I don't want that. I was like, maybe another male cat to neutralize the first male cat.
I don't know anything
like
about
a gay male cat.
Well,
Can we get a gay male cat in there?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm literally going off of like what I know about humans, so I don't know. I feel like in a normal life, if you had if you had 3 girls and a boy, a gay boy would honestly really neutralize things.
Really help.
But I don't know if that's the same for cats.
It would really help. Have you played Cats the movie for them? Maybe this is what they've been actually asking for. You just weren't really understanding because like they haven't like gotten their vibe together. So maybe they need to be impressed by the workings of.
I feel like you're trying to fucking start some kind of cat crazy orgy right now with Cats the movie.
Cat cult.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
it's more
a
of like
cat
a cult.
a little bit of a cat nexium. We're gonna brand their little assholes.
Yeah,
all right.
We're gonna fucking strap their little legs open and we're gonna sell them for pay. We're not gonna do that, Brittany. We're not gonna do that to your
Brittany,
cats.
thank you so much
We
for
love
calling
your cats,
with
Brittany.
your catastrophe.
Thank you so much. And please let us know if everything works out well for the cats.
Oh, and also Flo does fucking slap. The movie Flo slaps. It's so good. I'm not
about
a
a
cat
cat?
person. Oh my God, it won the Oscar for
I
Best
know
Animated.
I know won the
It's
Oscar, but it doesn't make you cry.
It's just beautiful.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Okay,
so
great.
good. I don't know. I don't know if I actually caught the end, but so I don't know about the crying bit. Listen, let's get one more. Let's get one more call, right?
Oh, one more call.
We've
Okay,
never
yeah,
been
we'll get one more in
Z
there,
Morning
sure.
Zoo DJs. We need
Yeah,
one more
let's slap
call.
one more in
I'm
there.
addicted to the attention.
I love this. Yeah, let's get one more in there. Fuck yeah.
Hello.
Oh, you look like my brother and my husband, but you are beautiful in every single way and unique in your own self. What
Thank you,
is your
Jackie.
name and what's your bitchuation?
I am Bumbles Bounce. I'm one of the moderators here at LPN, actually.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I don't know. What's your name? I didn't hear your name.
Bumbles Bounce.
Bumbles Bounce. Thank you so much for calling in. And thank you for your moderation.
Yep, flexing on them. So yeah, I've had a bit of a situation for a couple of years, and it's due to mental health, and my family just does not know how to help me.
Oh God.
So I'm wondering if I'm being the bitch in this situation just by not like communicating clearly what I need, or if they're just like being assholes about it. So
Well, hit us.
Okay,
let's
what's
get
up?
these deets. All right, let's find out.
all right. So like 2 years ago, I had a suicide attempt.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I was hospitalized, and my younger brother came to pick me up. I got taken to a hospital 300 miles away. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Mhm.
And my brother came and picked me up. And, he said, whatever you need, like if you want to talk, we can talk on the way there, on the way home. If you don't want to talk, we can just listen to some music or nothing or, whatever. He was like really cool about it. I talked to my dad when I got home, and he was like, why would you do that? Like he was really, it was just like super confrontational about it. And I'm like, well, I found out that I had bipolar disorder, and I didn't know it. I'd been going untreated for like years.
Yeah.
Like just huge waves of depression and mania. Just, it's just fucking my life up. And I told him that, and he's like, he kind of like stopped talking for a minute. He's like, oh, I had no idea you were going through that. I'm like, bro, I told you I was taking antidepressants. I told you I was going to therapy. Like, I told you all this shit, and it just went in one ear and out the other, right? Like he wasn't absorbing it.
Yeah.
Or he was in denial. So I talked to him for like 2 hours. I told him what was going on. And, and at the end of it, he's like, well, it's probably just a phase, something you'll get through. Like, what the fuck?
That is just not how it works. That is not the case.
This is not a short-term little fling that I'm having here with a mentee B. You know,
But unfortunately, spoken like a true person that does not understand what you are going through.
Yeah.
So I will just say that is such a, like, I don't even want to say unhinged. It's just an unknowing response of like, you just don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, I just don't get it at all. So those are the people that I'm closest with in my family, those two. The others, like I have other siblings and I don't really talk to them all that much. And my mother and I are estranged. So
how's it going now? So what's going on with the family now?
Well, I had another attempt 2.5 months ago. And
I just want to say I'm so sorry. And I need you to know that we're all very happy that you're here.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But I had another attempt. And my older brother called me. And the long story short part is that I'm doing it for attention.
Yeah, that's what your brother said.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. And we all know that that is absolute bullshit. And it does. And I am, Brittany, yes, also, we're so proud of you for calling in. Thank you so much for calling in. And that is just, I'm so proud of you that you are sharing this just to get this out so that you know that your brother, I mean, it seems like even ridiculously like humorous to say your brother's being a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But that is like, but also we are here and we support you. And thank you so much for calling in and sharing this because that is not, it's not fair when people are like down on somebody that's already going through so much up here where it's just like, I need perspective.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling and getting the perspective that you needed because that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Being treated like that is bullshit after what you've experienced.
Now, my main thing is there a way that you guys have found when you're having trouble with family, like other than just shutting them out because they're not listening, like trying to keep that dialogue going, trying to keep them talking to you so that, you know, you don't feel like alone.
Honestly, I think it is in situations like this, it is partly finding a therapist that you can talk to that can help you start talking to your family. You need somebody that like knows way more about the situation that can help you through this to help encourage the conversation. Because if you want this to be solved, this is something you're going to need an outside perspective on. Your family needs an outside perspective on it because it seems like they do not have a lot of experience dealing with this, and that's okay. Not every family has that kind of a background, but if this is something that you feel that in talking through a therapist that you can work on with your family over time, I would encourage that, but also knowing that like you don't need their encouragement. You don't need their approval. And we're so hung up on like, well, of course we all want our
your family. Yeah.
Of course we fucking want it, but we don't fucking need it. And society tells us like, but if your family's against what you're doing, obviously what you're doing is wrong, which is not the fucking case. And they just seem that they don't have the proper experience to be able to give you the help that you need to be able to talk through this. You need to process this.
Yeah.
You need to talk through this. And they're just not in the place yet. And they could be if they want to be.
I mean, and here's the thing, like I had a brother who was bipolar and took his own life. And what I would give anything for one more conversation with him. And in that conversation, I wouldn't be saying, why would you do that? You know, your family is so lucky that it's been just that this has not worked. Thank God. And that you're still here with us. And I just want to like shake them and be like the all the ways you're making this about you, about how they're putting it on you, the reasons that you're doing things that they're not even exploring, like why. They're literally just trying to say, well, you did this because of this, and they're trying to shove it under the rug, and that's their own thing. You got to work, you got to do what's good for you. And like Jackie said, that's professional help, that's your chosen family, your friends, any support you can get. You need to just stick with those people, because a family that is not realizing that they could have lost you is not helpful for you right now.
Right now.
You can reconnect with them down the road, but this is like not what you need right now. You need people that are being 100% behind you, you know?
Yeah.
You deserve the support. You deserve it. It's not even that you need it. You deserve it. And that is something that I hope that you can start telling to yourself, that sometimes you need other people besides family. And I am really proud of you for working on this. And it's never fucking easy. And it's very, very impressive.
And if you can, like, take some space from them. Don't keep going back to the well and getting hurt. That's not helpful for you right now. Like, you really deserve support and love, and like, just it's not even saying anything. I'm not making a judgment call on your family. I don't know them, but they're doing what they think is the right thing right now, and it's not the right thing for you. So you gotta just, you know, find other resources, find other people. I know that's so hard because family is like, you know, that's your heart, but like,
yeah,
you I know you have other people that are, I mean, you do, right? You're saying you have other support?
Not much right now, to be honest with you. My best friend and I had a big blowout just before, like, just on Christmas Day. And I live 4 hours away from, like, my nearest family. So
yeah, you sound like you're pretty isolated where you are.
And you need to be talking through these things. Honestly, people in chat are also talking about, and multiple people that have experience with crisis lines and calling crisis lines, because those are people that have the background that can talk you, and that you can talk to them at any time. Highly, highly recommend seeking out a crisis line where you can call any time of day and be able to talk through anything you need to talk through, because that is what you need. You need to be processing this.
Yeah.
You need to be dealing with what's going on. Honestly, even before you get to figuring out your relationship with your family, it's getting you starting connecting with you and talking and processing through what you've been through. It is, and Brittany says you can even text.
Yeah, the text line, it sounds like it's great because it's like you don't even have to be on the phone. And
988 is the number. Dial 988 for a suicide lifeline.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Thank you so much for calling in and sharing this. And
yeah,
I need you to know you've just touched so many people when it comes to your story, because I know that you are not, I need you to know you're not going through this alone. Other people are going through this as well.
Yeah.
And we have a community here for you. And I want to say thank you so much for reaching out and being a part of this community.
Appreciate it.
We're sending you so much.
We love you. Thank you
guys.
for calling.
Love you too,
You
Chad.
deserve the support from your family. And I hope that you get it. And please call in the future, and we would love to hear how it goes.
Yeah. I'm here every time you guys stream. So
Yay.
So
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for always being there, and for modding, and for being a part of our community. We couldn't do this without you. And thank you.
Yep. I love everyone at the network. So it's been a pleasure.
We're sending you so much love. Thank you so much.
Now I'm going to chug a full buzz ball.
Well, you know, I do have a lot of wine still in this cup, but I guess it is a little bit of time for wine.
Thank you guys so much. I love you guys in the chat. You know, I'm newer to the network, and you guys are just in the chat like the sweetest fucking people. It's like, I don't think people know that there's a corner of the internet that exists like this. It's
Our
really
community's
wild.
amazing. It
you guys
really
are
is.
so, yeah, I mean, except for fucking Holden's body, which of course we all are repulsed by. But
yeah.
You know, the rest of it, you guys are all
the cis
so supportive, and I love you guys, and I love, you know, I don't even talk about my own personal family loss like that much. I just feel very safe with this community. So,
and thank you for
guys
that
so
too.
much. And that is podcasting. It is going seamlessly from your trauma to thanking people.
You know,
can you admit?
It's just what we're doing, y'all.
We're doing that.
That is what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
And thank you guys not only for supporting us here on the network, everybody in chat and everybody that's listening, but thank you for giving a great support for each other. I don't know what we would do without you guys, and I love all of you.
And if today's episode has taught you one thing, it's that we can easily go from cats being bitches to mental health. And don't be afraid to talk about either of these topics with us.
Only those two.
Call us.
Nothing else.
Who'sthebitch.com has our email, our voicemail. You can call us back on April 7th, which is our next. There you go. There she is. That gorgeous URL.
April 7th.
April 7th is our next live.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
And we'll be back. And in between then, you'll have audio episodes where you can always call in and write in if you don't feel like your voice needs to be public.
But we love hearing from you. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this evening. We will be back soon, and you can hear us every Wednesday, and we'll be back live in 2 weeks.
Subscribe and tell a friend. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.